Hi, I'm Matt Lipinski and my partner was Azan Al-Jazani, and we were working with Caddy tackle boxes to redesign the latches on their tackle boxes for our senior design project for years of 2020 to spring of 2021. Alright, on the current Caddy box, they have a live hinge latch, and we wanted to go away from that, so with our other types that we looked into, they were all a separate piece or were a direct chunk that was molded into the box and wouldn't have any movement there. So the first one that we went into, you can maybe see here, we had to use a slider latch, where that is a separate piece that would go onto the front here and would slide back and forth to lock and unlock the box. And we got some good models made of that, but once we saw the models, we realized these are going to be very expensive to make, so we went away from that direction. We also looked at one that was the direct molded inline to the lid, but that the forces being applied to the box were very high, and so we shelved that one as well. And the one that we decided on was going to be a multi-piece latch, where that is a separate piece that will be clipped into the lid of the box. And we went through a few types and shapes of that. The first one, or like our big one before we made it to our finalized design, was a Z latch, which it would go down and zig over to latch on, and had a movement where it would open outward like that. But after our sponsor saw the Z shape, they're like, well, if you make a Z shape, why not do a C shape? So after some designs, we came up with this C-shaped design, which will have a bar molded into the lid so that it can hinge up and down like that. And it has the nice bright blue C shape there.
We applied several tests to the latch. The first test was to see how the opening and closing motion of the latch, and we found that the latch bent only by 0.04, which we really need that to open and close in motion. And the second test we used is to see, we applied 20-pound force to that direction, and we saw that to only go by 0.04 of an inch, which is not really bad for that. And it can hold to up to 120-pound force, which is way more than we need. Here's the old box, and it takes a lot of force to close it, and as you can see, it bent the box as well, maybe from this angle. Here's the new box, and that's it.
Okay, so with their C shapes here, there's two latches on the front, and they'll display a CC on the front of the box. So when you're in store, you'll see that nice bright blue CC. And CC, if you look at the company name, is Crank Caddy, so it'll be Crank Caddy there on the store shelves. And comparing it to the old one, you can see that the new one has that blue, like I mentioned earlier, and it very much will pop better on shelves and hopefully get that customer appeal. And as shown earlier, it has a lot easier latch and clip function than the old one has, so it's much more user-friendly. And it's just been a lot of fun to work on this project, and I really do want to thank Crank Caddy again for allowing us this opportunity to work with them and help and improve their boxes. So thank you so much.